The Florida sun blazed over SeaWorld Orlando on February 24, 2010. Families streamed toward Shamu Stadium, eager for the Dine with Shamu show, a chance to see killer whales up close. In the spotlight was Dawn Brancheau, SeaWorld star trainer known for her radiant smile and deep connection with the orcas. The orcas leaped and spun, thrilling the crowd, while Dawn orchestrated the spectacle with practiced ease. To the audience, it was pure magic, a seamless bond between human and whale. But behind the scenes, trainers knew the risks. These were not pets, but powerful, unpredictable predators. Every interaction was a calculated risk, governed by strict safety protocols. Yet, bonds formed. Trainers cared deeply for the whales, and Dawn embodied this duality: meticulous professional, passionate animal advocate. The Dean with Shamu show was intimate. Guests dined just feet from the water, watching trainers like Dawn work with the orcas. The show highlighted trust and communication, but the reality was more complex. Dawn was at the peak of her career, respected and loved by colleagues. Few in the stands knew the darkness beneath Tilikum's story, the largest orca, and the star of the show. The illusion was perfect, but the risks were real. Trainers understood the danger, but the public saw only spectacle. That day, anticipation filled the air. No one imagined the joy would soon turn to horror. The magic was about to shatter, leaving a silence that would echo for years. Dawn's connection with Tilikum was special, but his past was troubled. The show was a highlight for guests, but a daily dance with danger for trainers. SeaWorld's world was built on trust, but also on risk. The sun shone bright, masking the shadows beneath the surface. For Dawn, it was another day living her dream. For Tilikum, it was another day in captivity. No one could have foreseen the tragedy about to unfold. Dawn's dream began at age 9, mesmerized by orcas at SeaWorld. That childhood awe became her life's purpose. She wanted to work with these animals, to bridge the gap between their world and ours. She pursued her goal relentlessly, studying psychology and animal behavior, working with dolphins and sea lions, always moving closer to Shamu Stadium. In 1994, her dream came true. She was hired by SeaWorld. Dawn quickly rose through the ranks, known for her work ethic, positivity, and natural talent. She became a senior trainer, a role model, and the face of SeaWorld. Her connection with the orcas was palpable. She spent countless hours with them, learning their personalities and quirks. Dawn's bond with Tilikum was especially strong. She saw beyond his size and history, building trust through patience and positive reinforcement. To the public, she was a star performer. To her colleagues, she was a dedicated advocate for the animals. Dawn's story inspired others, proof that passion and hard work could achieve the impossible. She wasn't just doing a job, she was living her calling. Her love for the orcas defined her life. Tilikum's story began in the wild waters of Iceland in 1983, when he was captured as a calf. Torn from his family, he was thrust into captivity, a life of confinement and performance. His first home, Sealand of the Pacific, was harsh. Bullied by older females, Tilikum endured isolation and aggression. The trauma shaped him. In 1991, a trainer, Kelty Byrne, drowned after falling into the pool with Tilikum and 2 other orcas. Sealand closed and Tilikum was sold to SeaWorld Orlando, valued for his size and breeding potential. Despite his history, SeaWorld acquired him, making him the largest orca in captivity. Special protocols were set. Trainers were not to enter the water with him. Tilikum's role was limited to splash shows and breeding, but his troubled past was hidden from the public. The shadow of trauma lingered beneath his majestic exterior. SeaWorld promoted his power and beauty, but few knew the full story. Tilikum's genes shaped generations of captive orcas. His psychological scars remained unseen. The public saw a giant performer. Trainers saw a complex, unpredictable animal. Tilikum's captivity was marked by stress and isolation. His past was a warning, often ignored. The darkness beneath the surface was real. Despite protocols, Tilikum's unpredictability was well known among trainers. He showed signs of agitation. Subtle cues only experienced trainers could spot. Every deviation was documented, every warning sign noted. In 1999, a man was found dead in Tilikum's pool, another grim reminder of the whale's power. SeaWorld maintained it was an accident, but the incident deepened concerns. Trainers balanced caution with the need to build trust, but the bond could create a dangerous sense of security. Dawn was skilled at calming Tilikum, but even she couldn't erase his trauma. In the years before 2010, Tilikum's agitation grew, ignoring cues, showing possessiveness. These were warning signs, pieces of a larger tragic puzzle. Trainers managed behaviors, but the risk was always present. The tremors before the earthquake were there, if you knew where to look. The Dine with Shamu show ended, and the stadium emptied. Dawn stayed behind for a routine relationship session with Tilikum, a quiet moment meant to reinforce trust. She lay on the slide-out, talking and rewarding him, her ponytail near the water. Suddenly, Tilikum lunged, grabbing her and pulling her into the pool. Chaos erupted. Alarms sounded, trainers rushed in, but Tilikum refused to let go. For agonizing minutes, he dragged Dawn through the water, ignoring every command. The bond was gone. Only raw, predatory instinct remained. Trainers tried nets and signals, desperate to save her. Tilikum was agitated, treating Dawn like a toy. The struggle was relentless, the outcome inevitable. The illusion of control shattered in an instant. The tragedy unfolded before stunned witnesses. The perfect day turned to horror. The emergency response was swift, but Tilikum's size and strength made rescue impossible. Trainers tried to isolate him, but he evaded every attempt, dragging Dawn with him. After nearly 30 minutes, they finally maneuvered him into the medical pool and raised the floor. Paramedics rushed in, but it was too late. Dawn was gone. The attack was brutal, her injuries devastating. The park fell silent, the world stunned by the news. The illusion of harmony between human and orca was broken. The autopsy confirmed the violence of the attack, drowning and traumatic injuries. SeaWorld became the center of global attention, grief, and outrage. For trainers, the loss was personal and profound. The tragedy forced a reckoning about the ethics of captivity. The sunshine of that day gave way to darkness. The cost of entertainment was laid bare. Dawn's death sparked shock, grief, and a fierce debate about animal captivity. OSHA investigated, finding SeaWorld had willfully endangered trainers and banning close contact with orcas. The iconic Shamu shows changed forever. No more trainers in the water. The tragedy inspired the documentary exposing Tilikum's story and the toll of captivity. Public opinion shifted. SeaWorld faced protests, plummeting attendance, and mounting pressure. In 2016, SeaWorld ended its orca breeding program and phased out theatrical shows. Tilikum's public role faded. He died in 2017, his life marked by tragedy. Dawn's family founded a charity in her name honoring her compassion. Her death became a catalyst for change in the marine park industry. The world questioned the ethics of keeping orcas for entertainment. Dawn's legacy is one of love, loss, and transformation. Her story compels us to seek a more compassionate relationship with nature. The silence left behind is a call for change.